Am I audible? Let me just check. Hi everyone. Yes. Okay. Fine. All right. I'll just start with this. Okay. So today's topic is excretory organs. So we will see the different excretory organs and those excretory organs, like how we are getting rid of 1 second, I'll reduce the volume. So how exactly we are getting rid of these excretory products which are generated in the excretory organ, or the ones which are coming from different places and again through the kidney, that we are going to get rid of them. Okay, so before I start, let me introduce myself. I am Vani Kari, biology educator at Unacademy. I am an engineer with bachelor's and master's degree in biotechnology and a B.Ed degree. Also a founder of a startup where I grow microgreens by vertical farming technology. So join with us in Telegram for homework and class related notes. You can join the channel Vani Kari ICSE class 9 and 10 for Telegram channel. Okay, so this is for Unacademy ICSE and ISC both. So you can find this link in the description box. Okay, so you can just have a look at the description box, and so you can click on the link and you can join the Telegram channel there. Also, we are conducting a free special classes on Unacademy app. Okay, so there it is again, so live real-time interaction using the chats and emojis. So basically you are having an option to chat them, and also emojis are available. Okay, so by using them, so you can have an interaction with the educator again during a live class itself. Okay, so also there is an option for asking a question. So there is a question tab where you can type in your question. Also you can attach an image and you can send it to the educator during a live class itself, and they are going to clear your doubt. Okay, so other than that, so live poll options are available. So this is mainly we will be conducting polls also, quizzes. So where you have an option to choose the answers A, B, C and D. So we will be giving a poll, so you can choose your answers there, and also we will share a leaderboard. Okay, so based on your rank, so you will be getting first, second, third rank there. So poll leaderboard to compete with your parents. So that will, the friends, sorry, what did I say? Okay, so with your friends, so basically, so you can compete with your friends there. So different participants will be shown, so your ranks will also be shown. So this is on Feb 11th. Okay, so I have a special class that is on structure of nephron. So this is on Unacademy app. Okay, so you can just join in there as well. All right, so Unacademy subscription features, so mainly you can learn live from the comfort of your home, unlimited access to all the courses you will have. Then top educators of India are going to take the classes in one platform, that is Unacademy platform. Then regular doubt clearing session will be done. So this is basically after about every 3 sessions, so we will be conducting one session. So this is the 4th session. So 4th session is always a doubt clearing session. So any doubts you have to the topics that are previously covered, in these 3 classes, so you can clear your doubts in this particular session. Or if you do not have your doubts, so we will be giving a question, so we will be conducting a poll also. So this is going to benefit you with your improvement. So exhaustive coverage of a syllabus, that means complete syllabus will be covered. Mentorship and guidance is given, study material is given, practice tests, live test series, batch courses. So you will have access to all of these in the plus. Okay, so that is Unacademy plus subscription features. Along with that, daily practice session, the weekly mock test series, live quizzes we will be conducting, daily MCQ and subjective test series. So you will have access to all of this. Okay, so let's say you are going for a subscription. So for class 10 anyway, you have 3 months to try with. Okay, so you can go for if you just want to try, so you can try for 3 months also. Or if you are planning on covering your class 11 and 12, so maybe you can go for 24 months. Or if you just want, again you are not so sure, so you can go for any of these months of subscription based on your convenience. And as you can see here, so as the months are high, so you can see that the amount is reduced. Okay, so if you are planning on going for a subscription, so you can use my referral code VANIYT. So with this referral code you will get 10% off on the subscription. Okay, so this is this one you can use. And this one is anyway for class 10, 11, 12, so same thing. So only with respect to class 9, so 3 months option is removed, so there is 6 months, so they can try for 6 months from the beginning. And also, so there is a mega offer. Okay, so this is offer for plus subscription ICSE class 9 and 10. Okay, and also ISC class 11 and 12. So let's say you are buying a 12 months and more subscription, so you will be getting extra 2 months of extension. Okay, so that means let's say you are going for 12 months, so you will be getting 14 months actually. So with that, so flat 10% discount you will get when you use the referral code VANIYT. Okay, so I'll just write it here. So this is my referral code VANIYT. So with this referral code you can get 10% discount also. So this offer is valid for first 500 subscribers only. Okay, so before I go with this, I hope all the things are clear. Okay, so shall I start with the topic then? Okay, so this is related to the introduction of what exactly is excretion and what are the organs that are there in the excretory system, or basically different excretory organs that are there. Okay, so excretion, when we mention, so this is removal of metabolic waste. Okay, so that is unwanted ones, so the ones which are not required. So metabolic waste, when we mention, so waste is unwanted, the one which is not required by our body. So let's say you are consuming a excess amount of proteins. Okay, so this excess amount of protein, what is there? So now one has taken a protein based diet. Okay, so whatever amount of protein is required by an individual, so that will be used up by our body. Okay, so that is only few amounts. So let's say there is cell division occurring, or maybe there is a certain synthesis of certain hormones, or maybe enzymes are required. So all that protein will anyway be used up. Okay, but even after that, so since you have taken lot of a protein, so excess amount of protein, we don't have an option to store it. Okay, so usually when we talk of carbohydrates, okay, so when you have taken lot of carbohydrate in our body, so there is an option to store the carbohydrate. You know, the glucose, what is there? So glucose is actually a simple carbohydrate, it is. Okay, so when we mention that, so this glucose, so many units of glucose will be joined together, and you know, glycogen formation will occur, and this glycogen will be stored in the liver. Okay, so this is done where? So this is all the function which is there. So basically storage is done in the liver. But when we talk with respect to proteins, okay, so proteins, we do not have an option to store the protein because it can get toxic if it is stored. Okay, so now what will be done? So you know, all this protein what you have consumed in excess anyway, so that will be broken down into amino acid. Okay, that is a simple one, and this amino acid is converted into urea. Okay, and you know that urea is a toxic compound. We cannot store this toxic compound in our body for a longer time period. So that is why what can be done here. So in order to get rid of this urea, so there is a excretory system. Okay, so this excretory system is going to help us in getting rid of this urea. So that is by, one second. Okay, so that is in the form of a urine. So urine formation will be there. So in the form of a urine itself, so this unwanted product will be gone. So metabolic waste, when we mention, so what all are the metabolic waste which are produced? There is ammonia, there is urea, then there is uric acid. Okay, so then carbon dioxide, water is again a waste one. So if it is again not required, so when cellular respiration is occurring. Okay, so cellular respiration, when we talk of, so what exactly does occur there? So it is basically the oxygen. Okay, so that is glucose is getting oxidized. Okay, so here in this case what will be formed? So these are the waste products. Okay, so now here you find this waste product, the carbon dioxide and water. So every time there is a water produced, so whatever is required by the body, that will be anyway used up. Again excess amount of water, so this is going to be removed out again in the form of a urine itself. But like lot of them will suggest us to drink lots of water. So that is mainly because water is such a good source that basically it is going to remove all the toxic compounds. So with the water, so most of the compounds which are there, so they will get solubilized in the water. The toxic compounds what are there, so they will get solubilized, and so in the form of a urine itself, the toxic compounds are going to be thrown out. Okay, so here so this is carbon dioxide, water, and then there is energy which is produced, that is ATP. So this is the one which is required by our body. Okay, so anyway, so now we were talking about the waste here. So uric acid, ammonia, or the urea, so these are the three nitrogenous waste. So this is a nitrogenous waste, this is a nitrogenous waste, and this is a nitrogenous waste. Okay, in our case it is more of a urea in our human case. Okay, so when we talk of humans, all right, so humans, it is basically more we are forming a urea itself. So excess amount of protein what we find, so this protein will be converted into urea. But most of the other organisms, so if we are talking about the aquatic organisms, okay, so in case of aquatic organisms, what is the case? So they will be, so there is in order to get rid of urea, so there is about, like, let's say 1 gram of urea that we need to get rid of. So about 50 ml of water is sufficient, okay, to get rid of 1 gram of a urea. And you know that we will take at least 50 ml. So daily intake is anyway occurring. So we are taking more of water. But anyway, so what to get rid of 1 gram of urea, about 50 ml of water is sufficient. But there is a ammonia. Okay, so to get rid of 1 gram of ammonia, so how much of water is required? So nearly like 300 to 500 ml of water is required. And we usually, like, most of them are now actually have developed this since we are all educated now. So most of us will will try to drink as much as water possible. But here to get rid of 1 gram of ammonia, so at least this much of water is required. Okay, so now if we are talking about the urea, so this one, so since we are getting rid of, we are not so sure whether we take this amount or not. So just to remove a 1 gram of ammonia, so we are not sure if we are getting, so lots of water is required here. So aquatic organisms what are there? Okay, so aquatic organisms usually have this mechanism where they'll form the urea and they'll get rid of this toxic compound. Now if we are talking about, so this is with respect to aquatic organism. So uric acid, what is this? So that also we are getting rid of. The birds, what are there? Okay, so birds actually also get rid of this uric acid. So if you have seen stool or the fecal material of the birds and all, so it will be somewhat greenish. Okay, so greenish stool we will find. with that you will find a white tinges also. So there is something white material which is present. Okay, so that is actually uric acid, the white one. Okay, and now to get rid of about 1 gram of uric acid, okay, so very less amount of water is required, so not even as that of a urea. So about 10 ml of water is sufficient to get rid of 1 gram of a uric acid, and this one usually we will find in case of birds. Okay, so we also get rid of uric acid and other. So these are the nitrogenous waste. So I'll just pin them. Okay, so 1 second. So pin them is basically I'll mark them. So this urea is a nitrogenous waste, ammonia is a nitrogenous waste, uric acid is a nitrogenous waste. Okay, so these are nitrogenous waste which are produced. Okay, and we need to get rid of these, and so this ammonia is highly toxic. Okay, so I'll just write this one. So this is highly toxic. Okay, and this is also a toxic compound, and uric acid is less toxic as compared to other ones. Okay, so that is why we need to get rid of these unwanted compounds. So other than that, with the excretory system, so sodium, so excess amount of these what are there. Okay, so we can get rid of excess amount of sodium, then potassium chloride, phosphate, sulfate, etc. can be removed out of the body. Then besides kidneys, 1 second. Okay, so besides kidney, liver, lungs, then skin are also involved in the process of excretion. So with the kidneys anyway, urine formation is occurring. Okay, so liver is gonna help in the formation of urea itself, and so basically the protein, so excess amount of protein what you consume, so that will be converted into urea, and this urea itself we are getting rid of, so that is in the form of a urine. So this is also done in the liver itself. Then there are lungs. Okay, so this lung, when we mention, so lung will get rid of the waste, that is carbon dioxide, so through the skin, that is mainly the sweat formation and other things. So here in the sweat also, so some amount of urea, the water is lost. Okay, so in case of lungs also some amount of water is lost. So you can just try this also. So you can just hold your hand like this, okay, to your face, and when you are respiring, so you can feel that there is some moist which is present. Okay, so this moist is basically, so some amount of water is lost in the form of a water vapor as well. Okay, so there is a carbon dioxide that is lost, and also there is a water which will be lost in the form of a vapor, so that is through the lungs again. Okay, so moving on to the next part. 1 second. Okay, so excretion. Okay, so it is a process of removal of chemical waste, that is mainly the nitrogenous waste from the body. Okay, so is known as excretion. So excretion plays an important role here, that is maintaining the homeostatic condition, that is maintaining the same concentration of the materials throughout the body. We don't want to store any of the toxic compounds in our body, so that is to maintain. So all the tissues what are there, so they need to get rid of this toxic compounds what are there. Okay, so same state, the steady state, that is throughout our body, the composition has to be same here. Okay, so now excretion plays an important role in maintaining the same condition throughout the body. Okay, and organs which are concerned with the formation. Okay, so this is for formation, for storage and elimination of urine, so they will form this excretory system. So formation is occurring where? So it is occurring in the liver. Okay, so now mainly we are talking about the urea. So urea formation Okay, so urea formation occurs where? So urea formation is occurring in the liver itself. So storage is basically with respect to, again, so storage is basically whenever this urea is formed, so this will be stored until the blood is gonna pick it up. Okay, so storage and elimination, so that is that can be through the kidney. Okay, and here it is mainly the liver can be mentioned here. And you know the lungs, what are there? So they'll also get rid of this carbon dioxide. So we can say many of the organs, what are there? So they are all the excretory organs which are going to get rid of the unwanted one. So excretory system or urinary system. Okay, so excretion should not be confused with the defecation. That means passing of a stool is different and excretion is a different one. Okay, so here when we mention that the undigested food which is passed out, that is through the intestine, so that we call as a defecation. Okay, but when we are passing a urine, so that is actually a excretion. So similarly, passing out carbon dioxide through the lungs, so this is a part of respiration, and again it is not a excretion. Okay, so here we will say this as respiration, right? So respiration, when we mention, one second, okay, so respiration when we mention, so it is basically with respect to, you know, the getting rid of carbon dioxide itself. But this is again not an excretion process. So why exactly it is not an excretion process? So you can see that the carbon dioxide we are getting rid of, and it is a part of a respiration itself. Okay, so in humans when we mention the term urinary system, okay, so it is more appropriate than the excretory system, as we call that there is a urine formation that occurs, so it will basically relate to that. So we can use the urinary system instead. Okay, then other than that, okay, so here you can see, so this is now a lung. Okay, so through the lung what do we get rid of? So there is oxygen that is coming in. Okay, and you know the carbon dioxide we get rid of. Okay, so oxygen is coming in here also, then we are getting rid of the carbon dioxide. So here you know you can see this one, so this is actually the artery, so mainly the renal artery. Okay, so renal artery is gonna bring the blood to the kidney, and in the kidney we will find these nephrons, the filters. Okay, so these nephrons are gonna filter the blood, and you know the blood which is leaving through the kidney, so that is left through this renal vein which is going back to the heart. Okay, so now this one is renal artery here, the red one, and the blue one, what is this? So it will be deoxygenated also, as the renal artery will bring a oxygenated blood, that is mainly to supply oxygen to the different tissues of a kidney. Okay, so here it is a deoxygenated blood, so deoxygenated blood is leaving through the renal vein. Okay, so that is to the heart. Okay, so next one, so what are the substances that we need to get rid of? So there are number of chemical substances which we need to get rid of. Okay, and with respect to that, so which are regularly formed in our body or which are absorbed through the food that we got rid of. So basically, so they are gonna get harmful if we do not remove them from our body. So some such substances are mainly the carbon dioxide, you know, so through the respiration process we are getting rid of this unwanted compound, so that is basically a carbon dioxide. Okay, then the water also, so this is again through the respiration itself. Okay, then nitrogenous metabolic waste, so nitrogenous metabolic waste, the excess salts, then vitamins, water, okay, bile pigments, so all these are actually different substances, you know, in the urine itself. Okay, so through the urine we can get rid of nitrogenous waste, then excess salts, vitamins, water, as well as a bile pigment. Okay, so bile pigment, if it is there in the urine, more of it, okay, so that can lead to, you know, the condition we call as the jaundice. Okay, so that can be the condition. So throughout your body, so there is this yellow coloration or a bile pigment which is present, and you know, so you will see the things surrounding you in a yellowish form. So that is mainly because of the bile pigments or the bile juice secretion. Any doubt till here? Is it clear? I hope it is clear for everyone. Okay, so I'll just continue with the nitrogenous waste. Okay, so nitrogenous wastes are different ones. So ammonia is there, then there is uric acid and urea. Okay, so this ammonia is most toxic one, requires a lot of water for the excretion, and this one is least toxic when we compare it with the urea, and this requires a minimum water of excretion. Okay, so urea is again a toxic compound itself, so this also requires a water but a medium amount. Okay, so here it was minimum and here it was maximum and here medium, so less amount of water is required here also. So here it is about 300 to 500 ml and here it is about 10 ml, and let's say here it will require about 50 ml to get rid of 1 gram of each of these. Okay, so 1 gram of each of these can be got rid with the help of a water. So that is why the water is said to detoxify the body. Okay, so detoxification will occur with the help of a water. So what exactly do we get rid of? Carbon dioxide and water. So this is with respect to cellular respiration. Okay, so cellular respiration when it occurs, so this is basically, so every living cell liberates energy by oxidizing glucose. Okay, so in that the glucose will combine with the oxygen. Okay, and you know, there is a formation of carbon dioxide plus water which is occurring. Okay, so this is done here mainly, this is called as cellular respiration and ATP synthesis. So this we require and these are to be got rid of. Okay, so water becomes a part of the rest of the water in the body. So if there is no enough amount of water, so this is going to be a part of the respiration. Then nitrogenous waste, when we mention, so these include the urea, uric acid and ammonia. Okay, so all these are the nitrogenous waste which are there, and these are mainly produced in the liver from the dead protein remains of the other tissues that are brought to it. Okay, so it is basically when we mention about the urea formation, uric acid or ammonia formation, so this is with respect to protein. So when you consume excess amount of protein, or it can be, as you can see here, the dead protein remains of other tissues can also cause this one. Okay, so any extra amino acid, so this is what I was explaining with respect to digestion products of protein, so these are again not stored. Okay, so anything that is in excess with respect to protein, so protein will never be stored in our body, so this protein will be broken down in the liver to produce a usable glucose. So glucose synthesis will occur and then the glucose itself is going to be used. Okay, so it is basically cannot stored and liver to produce a usable glucose. So what happens here, let me just say this. Okay, so deamination process, so there is a process called as deamination. All right, so here you know the structure of amino acid, so this is with respect to amino acid. Okay, so structure of amino acid, so this one why I'm explaining about amino acid is, so this amino acid is actually protein, it is a simple one. Okay, so simple compound it is. So let's say this is now a simple compound and we cannot store this in our body, so we need to get rid of. So amino acid which is formed here, so this particular amino acid, so this is the structure, so COOH, then there is NH2, okay, and then there is R group and there is a H1, okay. So as you can see here, this particular part, okay, so this particular part which is there, so this is gonna form any of the organic acid, okay. So this is gonna form any of the organic acid, and that itself we call as a deamination. That means only this part what you find here, okay, so this is a amine group, so only this part will be removed, okay. And this removed part what is there, so it will later on, it can join with the carbon dioxide, it can form urea, uric acid formation, all that will occur. So deamination is basically removal of this amine group from the amino acid, so that it can combine with the other compounds and it will form a urea, uric acid, ammonia. In the different organisms will have a different mechanisms, okay. So next, the other point which was there, so urea is highly poisonous. So what will happen if allowed to accumulate in a blood for a certain level, so it can lead to death as well, okay. So that is why we need to get rid of this particular urea. So urea is excreted out through the kidneys as well, okay. So here in this case, so excess salt such as common salt, that is NaCl, and even some excess water soluble vitamins, that is B and C, so these need to be eliminated, okay. So excess amount of salts what are they, such as common salt and even some excess water soluble vitamins B and C, so we need to get rid of these, okay. So salts are mainly given out by the kidneys as well. So water is taken in with food and beverages in large quantities. So water is the one which is going to help us in getting rid of all these unwanted material. So let's say you are consuming a food, okay, and it is a salty food. So whatever food, whatever amount of salt is required, so that salt will be used up by your body, okay. And excess amount of salt what is there, so this is actually a water soluble ones, okay. The salt will actually get solubilized, so this we can get rid of in the form of a urine itself. So this is with respect to vitamins which is mentioned, so B and C, so this is also not stored, so we get rid of this one. So excess quantity of water, okay, so excess quantity of water which incidentally also serves the useful purpose of dissolving the harmful materials to carry them out. So that is why you might have heard many of the doctors or maybe the ones who are experienced or age old, so they'll always suggest you to drink lots of water, okay. So you need to drink lots and lots of water. So this is to drink lots of water so that you can get rid of unwanted things, okay. So here other than that, the bile pigments are there, so chiefly, so that is mainly the yellow bilirubin. So bile pigments when we mention, so it can be bilirubin, biliverdin, okay. So there is one more compound, biliverdin, and mainly this is the bilirubin are the breakdown products of a hemoglobin. When a hemoglobin is broken down, that is from the dead RBC, so we get a bile juice, okay. So the liver cell extracted from the circulation, so liver cells what are they, so they are going to extract it from the circulation and secrete it into the bile juice poured into the duodenum, all right. So with that, so basically it is before the digestion starts, so basically liver cells will be extracting this one, and the bile juice, now we call it as a bile juice, which is given into the duodenum, okay, that is through the bile duct. So these pigments are modified in the intestine to pigments that give the feces their yellowish brown coloration, okay. So some of these pigments are excreted in the urine also. So we can find some bile pigments in the urine as well, okay. And the other bile pigments, what are there? So that we are like in the small intestine. So as you can see here, okay, so this is basically reaching the duodenum, that is a part of a small intestine here, okay. So these are modified in the intestine to pigments itself, where the fecal coloration, what is there, so that will turn into yellowish brown because of this pigment. Okay, so here the excretory organs, when we mention, so excretion in humans is brought about by the following parts. Okay, so there are kidneys. Okay, so these are the primary excretory organs. Okay, so these primary excretory organs, what are there? So they are, so through this structure only we are getting rid of this toxic compound, so that is a urea. Okay, so then there is a sweat gland. Okay, so with the sweat gland, okay, so excretion by sweat gland is incidental. That means we do not call this sweat gland as a excretory organ. So this one is not a excretory organ. Okay, so this is not an excretory organ. So why it is not an excretory organ? So basically the sweat production is occurring. Okay, so sweat production occurs, that is to cool down your body. Okay, so to cool down the body, because the surrounding temperature is hot, so just to cool down your body, the sweat secretion is occurring, and this sweat can have some amount of urea as well. So with respect to that, we cannot say that this is an excretory organ. Okay, so here the excretion by sweat, so this one they'll ask. Okay, so for your board exam, so they'll ask this question, why sweat gland is not a excretory organ. Okay, so they'll ask this and you should be able to give a reason, as sweat production is not a way to get rid of a urea actually. So sweat production occurs, that is mainly to cool down your body. Okay, so here these glands are primarily concerned with the cooling, that is thermoregulation, so that you need to write. So sweat secretes with the small amounts of nitrogenous waste, that is urea will be there. So sweat glands pass out the sweat only when required for the cooling, not for any other purposes. So truly they are not excretory. Okay, so excretion by the lung, when we mention, so it is in the form of a carbon dioxide which is released in the expired air. Okay, so expired air, so as you can hold it. Okay, so you anyway cannot feel the carbon dioxide, but so some amount of water is also lost in the form of a vapor. So when you do oof oof, okay, so that is basically on certain glasses and all, when you do that, so you can write it over there. So you might have noticed. Okay, so let's say there is a glass, when you respire, when you exhale onto this glass, okay, so you can find this smaller moist or water vapor on the glass and you can write it there, right? So that is basically some amount of water is also lost through the lung in the form of a vapor along with the carbon dioxide. Okay, so yes, one second. So any doubts you guys have till here? Let me just check. One second, let me take this phone. I actually can't see your chat. Okay. Alright, so pop quiz. Urea is excreted out through lungs, kidneys, heart and liver. So where exactly does the excretion occurs? So that is with respect to urea. So we can get rid of the urea from the kidneys. Okay, so that is mainly the urine is having this the urine formation which occurs in the kidney. Okay, so that is nephron. So this will be, most of it will be a urea itself. So bile pigments are breakdown products of hemoglobin of dead RBC. So whether it is true or false? Yes, this is true, because the RBCs what are there, so they will have this hemoglobin, right? So that is why the red coloration is obtained, and when these are broken down, so there is a bile juice formation. Okay, so bile juice or bile pigments what we mentioned. So this bile is nothing but there is a bilirubin. Okay, so there is bilirubin and also there is biliverdin. Okay, so this is biliverdin formation can be seen. So this is with respect to bile juice, okay, or a bile pigment. So the basic functional unit of the human kidney is nephron, nephridia, pyramid and Henle's lobe. So in case of human it is a nephron. Okay, so nephron is there. So these are just the part. The nephridia we can find in certain other smaller animals. Okay, so we have the category, the platyhelminthes when we mention. So they can have a nephridia as a excretory one. Okay, so before I end, let me just say about this. So Unacademy presents prodigy. Okay, so that is for class 7 to 12 learners, and this you have on 13th of Feb now. So as you can have a look at this one. So it was conducted on 23rd, 29th, 6th and 13th. Okay, so 13th we have this one now. Okay, so that is at 12 p.m. Okay, so 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. you can take up this one. So you can win scholarships and prizes while testing your knowledge in mental ability. Okay, so for more details you can click on the description. So basically in description box you will find the link for this one. So win scholarships and prizes. So this is basically for your aptitude. Okay, so you can win different prizes here. So these are the timings. So the on Feb 13. So all these are already done now. Okay, so for class 9 to 10, so 12 noon you can take up this test. So all you need to do is download the Unacademy app. Okay, and participate in this one so that you can win a scholarship worth rupees 10 crore. Okay, so exciting rewards in every test. So A is the test on 29th of January. So this is already done. So we have this one left out. So 13th of February, where you can win 20 lakh college grant as well. So rank 1 they are going to get MacBook Air, rank 2 to 3 so they'll get Apple iPhone, then rank 4 to 5 so they can get Apple iPad, then rank 6 to 40 so they can get Amazon Echo Dot, then rank 41 to 100 so they can get Amazon vouchers. Okay, so Amazon vouchers they can get. And scholarship slabs when we mention, so rank 1 to 100 it is 1 to 10 it is 100%. Then ranks 11 to 25 it is 75%. Rank 26 to 100 it is 50%. Rank 101 to 200 it is 25%. Rank 201 to 500 it is 50%, 15%. Okay, so you will have access to this all. So if you are participating and winning, so all you need to do is just participate in this particular aptitude test for 60 minutes. Okay, so it is a 60-minute test. Okay, and it is on 13th of Feb. All right, and at 12 p.m. you can take this test. Okay, so you can find the link in description box, or what you can do is download the Unacademy app and there you will find all the details. Okay, so ongoing batches when we mention, so these are the ongoing batches which has already started in the 1st of Feb itself. So it is the all subject batch. So basically the mode of delivery is Hindi here, the mode of delivery is English here. Okay, so you can watch the recordings also. So recordings will be available here. So if you are planning on taking a plus subscription, I'll tell you the benefits of plus subscription on Unacademy. Okay, so you can use my referral code Vani YT. Okay, so Vani YT is the referral code where you can get 10% off on the subscription. Okay, so for ICSE class 10, so we are also conducting the sample question paper. So we are solving, so all the educators we are making this sample question paper. So we are conducting a session, so where I'll be solving the biology question papers. So physics will be solved by Kalyan sir, chemistry will be solved by Manisha ma'am, then maths will be solved by the Shivam sir. Okay, so all these subjects are going to be covered. So we will discuss about the different sample question papers also, and also we are conducting a one-shot revision. Okay, so for all these classes, so we are also conducting giving a poll war. Okay, so you can download the app, that is Unacademy app, and use this all these features for free. Okay, so since I'll be solving about the biology there, okay, so one short revision on biology, and also I'll be giving a poll war on biology topic itself. To unlock, you can use this code as well. And we have come up with ICSE class 10 Ace Your Race, so that is crack your final exams with Unacademy. So here we are discussing about the preparation strategies. Okay, so preparation strategy we will be discussing. All right, then time management we are discussing, that is during your exam, before your exam, and answer writing hacks also we will be discussing over here. Okay, so answer writing hacks with respect to all, so we will see all these points with respect to your exam. So in this session, so that is on 13th of Feb 11 a.m. okay, so we will be conducting this session. Okay, so this is gonna help you to crack your board. Okay, so download the Unacademy app now. So try all of these features for free. So how to watch my special class? So all you need to do is to download the app, then open the app and click on get started, enter your mobile number and sign up using your email ID. Okay, so then you can select your classes, you can also select your category there. So CBSE, so now you can select ICSE category is also available, so you can choose that, and also you can choose the language of your preference. Okay, so then you can use my referral code Vani YT. Okay, so Vani YT is my referral code to unlock the free products that are there on the Unacademy app. Okay, so you can also get in touch with your counselor. So confused about your preparation journey, or have queries related to the subscription, or want to know about the latest offer, so you are just one call away. Okay, so all you need to do is, one second, so all you need to do is call 8585. So you can just see about 10 numbers they are there, so you can just call this one and you can use the code Vani YT. Okay, so that is for unlocking the product. So you can use my referral code Vani YT. Vani is my name, YT is for YouTube, so you can use this specific code. Okay, so it is a referral code. So you can also subscribe us on Unacademy YouTube channel, that is Unacademy ICSE and ISC both. Okay, and also download the Unacademy Learners app. Okay, so see you all in the next session. Okay, so next session will be on the structure of nephrons. So let's tomorrow it is there. Okay, so let's see you all, meet you all in the next session. Bye bye everyone, take care, thank you everyone.